It's a reindeer. We're so lucky.
We are on the lake. It's an absolutely beautiful evening. No wind. We've been hiking for about 2.5 kilometers. And we reached Sonvatnet. Our plan is to paddle along the western Sonvatnet for about 2.5 kilometers. Then we're gonna set up camp right outside Skarvan Roltdalen National Park. And tomorrow we have about 1 kilometer of portage. And then we're gonna fish our way through the eastern Sonvatnet into the national park.
This area is known for its bird and wildlife and big fish. And my hope is to see a moose or a reindeer on this trip. The water is still icy cold, meaning it's probably too early for fishing. But I'll toss the line in the water and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think this will do nicely. This place is amazing. Holy. Wow, it's so beautiful. I am without words. So our last trip taught me to have an easy dinner on the first day. So today we're having the beef and potato pot. Super nice, someone left a little bit of firewood for us here. because it's pretty cold. It's like 0 degrees. It's supposed to be -5 during the night, so. I've put myself in the expedition big sleeping bag because it's 0 degrees outside, super cold. And Yoshi is borrowing my jacket. He is super tired. Tomorrow is breakfast, then 1 kilometer portage, and then we're gonna fish a little bit on the other lake and find a new campsite. But right now we're gonna sleep, so good night.
Good morning.
Sunny skies, a few clouds. It's absolutely amazing. A little bit of a drift in the air, but that's okay. And I actually discovered that the river, or what I thought was a river, might not be a river. It's just a passage between two lakes. So perhaps no portage. So the plan for this morning is to take it easy, have breakfast, give Yoshi a meal, and then take down camp and paddle through. Yoshi's field dinner. We've had our food and we've had our coffee, but the wind has picked up quite a bit. So it's gonna be interesting to see if it's possible for us to paddle up this passage. But we'll try. Why do they have to make these bags so small? Come on now. Just 2 millimeters would help.
Now this tent is super nice because it's really easy to put up. It works really well for a summer tent, especially if the weather is nice. To put it up, you have to install the inner lining first. So if it's raining, it gets wet. That's something to keep in mind. I'm driving up here yesterday, I saw a reindeer by the road. And I hurried out with my camera, but I didn't catch him. I know there are reindeer here. And I think maybe these are tracks. And reindeer poop. No, do not eat the reindeer poop, please. But. Yeah. As soon as we paddle on this passage, we'll reach the national park. That means 1, no drone, and 2, we have to be careful with what we use as firewood. Oops. Well, I'm not here. It's like a maze. A maze with current against us. Oh, it's quite strong actually. Woohoo! We found a way through. Let's go. So we just met this narrow passage here. And with this setup, with the ocean here, my feet outside, I just couldn't paddle up there, so we have to go ashore. We've done a little over half, and I guess we have to carry our stuff the rest of the way. We reached Østre Sonvatnet, or Eastern Son Lake. This lake is about 3 kilometers across. We got a slight headwind. I'm quite hungry, so I think we're just gonna look for a nice place to put down our tent for the night, and then probably go fishing after having some dinner. We're getting close to the shore on the other side, but it's taken a while. There are some waves here. Yeah.
So I think this is gonna be our spot for the night. We got a small stream here Yoshi can go swimming in, and we got this absolutely mental view. It looks like Yoshi approves. But before setting up camp, we're gonna have dinner. Since we haven't seen any reindeer on this trip, we brought our own. It's been staying in our custom fridge whenever we haven't been paddling. So dinner today is gonna be reindeer meat and mashed potatoes. Potatoes!
Looks like our tent has been in the water on our backpack.
I'm gonna try to dry it out. Now, one of the sub goals for this trip was to test out some new equipment. So I'm gonna test one of my gas burners. I've never used it before. I bought it maybe 5 years ago. I also got the spare one, which I used yesterday, so I can make dinner on 2 gas stoves.
Had a little bit too much water in the mashed potatoes, but it was hard to measure.
Just trying to get a little bit of the moisture out. So that's our dinner today, reindeer and mashed potatoes. I was so hungry, so that was so good. And dinner with this view. Nuts.
Dishwasher successfully initiated.
I'm gonna fall asleep after this. If I didn't have insomnia. I actually do.
That is the laziest dishwasher I've ever seen.
So I usually rinse everything off and then disinfect it after. There you go.
So one of the sub goals for our trip was to test out our new tarp.
So the plan was to go fishing, but it's quite windy and I'm just all out of energy. And so is Yoshi. And I can't leave him here, so.
as the sun goes down, the temperature drops significantly. Yeah, go ahead.
The time is about 11 p.m. and we are absolutely beat. So I'm struggling a bit with health issues, and I'm not sure if I have enough energy to do days like this. So I think next time we're going outside, we're gonna take it a bit more chill. But anyways, I think it's about time to hit the hay, so good night, guys.
I'm trying to sleep, but I think maybe we put up our tent in a bird sanctuary or something. Listen to all these sounds. There was actually a bird who almost flew into our tent. Makes me think about Blair Witch Project. I don't like to think about the Blair Witch Project when I'm in the woods.
I did some research, and apparently these are black grouse, and they're getting funky this time of year. That was an experience, and apparently it's supposed to be even worse at dusk, from dusk till dawn. Yeah.
Good morning. What about those birds last night? Holy, that was crazy. How they stopped at about 2 a.m. I think. And luckily nothing at dusk. It seems that the weather is beautiful today as well. We have about 1.5 kilometers on this lake, and then 1 kilometer through the passage. And I'm not sure if we can go through there because it's so shallow. 2.5 kilometers of paddling on the other lake. And then maybe there's a river at the end of the lake that we can follow for a little bit. That would be fun because it's a whitewater river. So I think that's gonna take most of the day. We'll see if it's possible to fish along the way, but with my setup, with Yoshi in the boat, even just a slight breeze on the water makes it almost impossible because we drift, and especially if it's in the wrong direction. I think maybe we have to scrap the fishing until our new boat arrives. Hopefully next week. We'll see. But we'll start our day first with some coffee, breakfast for Yoshi, little food for me, take down camp, and then jump on the lake. Oh, morning coffee is my favorite. Mornings though, not my favorite. we're getting ready now to take down our camp and get on the water.
Camp is down. We are just now making sure we have left no trace. Unfortunately, there were a few quite heavy wind gusts earlier that ripped my tarp off. So I'm missing one tarp tent pole. So if you find it, make sure you mail it to us. It should be somewhere right here. It's impossible to find in this heather. The good thing though is that it looks like the wind has calmed down quite a bit. Since it was so windy yesterday, we only made it here on the other side of eastern Sonvatnet. And it's still windy today, so we're just gonna paddle across to the passage, see if we can run the passage on our packraft, and paddle it 2.5 kilometers over the Østre Sonvatnet, and then again see if we can paddle this river at least a little bit, so that we don't have to hike all the way. Okay, so I know there's zero chance you'll believe me. I was just about to put our packraft on the water, and look at this. I don't know if you believed me when I said the wind was strong, but that is the campsite. That's the boat. Can you see it? But that out there is our missing tent pole. That is crazy! What are the chances?
Ja, bad Misa. Bad.
We are getting close to the passage between the lakes. So I'm gonna wind up my rod and call it quits for the fishing. Come on, Mr. Fishy. Here, Mr. Fishy. So it's 3 p.m. now. I think when we're through the passage we have to stop because I am super hungry. I think I'll need some fuel before paddling the last lake. It's gonna be a late day, but the weather is nice. And I got a little bit leftover food for Yoshi, so he should be okay until the evening. super shallow here, trying to not get blown on land. Well, here we go. Let's hope we don't get shipwrecked. Shouldn't have said that. Oh, I have doubts. I think we're stuck, Yoshi. Seems to be a little bit more water on this side. I'm gonna try to put my packraft there and see if I can go through. Perhaps without Yoshi, he can meet me downriver. Let's see how this goes. Få komme! Hier, kom da! Kom da! Blink ut! I just blink. Hey, you got a little scared there? That's okay. I just blink. Last one, Yoshi. Come. Come. Hop, hop. Yeah. We are river bros, just drifting down the river slowly. So we are back on the western Son Lake, Vestre Sonvatnet in Norwegian, and our camp yesterday was over there. Beautiful campsite it was. Oh my god, I see a reindeer. That's an actual reindeer. That's so lucky.
He looks quite skinny. I hope someone brings him McDonald's or something.
Bye, Mr. Reindeer. I think he heard the GoPro and got scared.
So I didn't see him myself at first, but Yoshi is a reindeer detector. His sniffles went haywire. Then I turned around and there's Rudolph.
Time is about 5. I don't know how much we paddled, maybe 1/3 of the lake, but I'm so hungry. My boots have reached maximum wetness from that river or passage crossing. It's pretty cold. Yoshi's on reindeer patrol. Smells delicious. So Yoshi and I would just like to say to all the people that are liking our videos and especially leaving such nice comments, we appreciate it so much. So thank you. The wind has started picking up. I don't like the look of those clouds. So we're gonna up the tempo and get on home. We are reaching the end of the lake. We're super curious to see if it's possible to paddle the river. Let's cross our fingers. That would be so much fun. That means that Mr. Sharky's and my adventure is over for now, and we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. You know me, had to do a few parts. Don't worry, we scouted it out first. Paddle faster, Papa. I can't. I can't. I think our motor is out. And the rest is too shallow, so that's it for us.
Clink it.